what have you been up to these last 4 months? Because we spoke almost exactly 4 months ago.
Well, it's been a very exciting 2010 so far.
Yeah.
2009, I don't know if it was a combined thing of the economic despair with the music unions' despair with that downloading, but it seemed like nobody wanted to produce anything anymore. They were going to be content with their laptops and, Guitar Hero. But all of a sudden, around November of 2009, I started getting massive amounts of inquiries for work, which means producing rock and roll bands, of course. And this year, I've been in South Africa and London and Berlin, and I'm on my way to Los Angeles right now, and then Buenos Aires, Argentina. So lots of bands in interesting places. I've never been to South Africa before.
Yeah, because you were there producing a band called The Plastics, right?
That's right. And they were really good. In Cape Town, South Africa, we made an album called Shark, which is really weird because while I was there, a shark ate a guy in half. I didn't see it, but the Indian Ocean down there is #1 headquarters for great white sharks in the whole world.
Yeah.
And the shark ate a guy in half.
Like when you were down there producing their record, you heard about this.
Yeah, I heard about this because it was a beach we were about to go to. We weren't going to go swimming because you don't just swim there.
Right.
But he ate the guy in half and swam away, and 5 minutes later came back for the second half.
Really?
That's the story I heard, yeah.
Wow. Freaky. So what can we expect from The Plastics? What do they sound like? And how was that recording experience?
To be honest, I live in Berlin, and it's been 15 below zero for about the past 5 months there. And I got a chance to go to South Africa in the middle of their summer, and I thought, okay, I'm going to go. I want to go, at least for no other reason than to get some sun and maybe make a little money, have some fun. But the music from the demos that I got, I didn't know if I really was going to be able to do a lot or really enjoy it. They were really heavily influenced by, of all things, the Strokes and the Arctic Monkeys. And the influences were showing up big time on the recordings they sent me. So I went not knowing exactly what I was going to tell these guys and be nice about it.
Yeah.
But when I actually got there, the music was surprisingly awesome. And in the studio, it was even better. So it turned out to be a brilliant record. And one of the most accessible records. I'm usually associated with a really kind of dirty, nasty sound that only people with a very warped attitude could really enjoy. But here, we produce something that is very catchy, very cool, and yet not cheesy in any way. Not like, oh, that's so stupid. Why do they reach for that low common denominator? It's actually quite unique and poetic and still rocks, and yet it's very catchy.
And it sounds fresh, I'm sure, and not really dated. It sounds kind of in the parlance of our time.
Yeah, it sounds really good. In fact, I rarely ever take a production that I've done and start calling record labels and people that I know in the music industry and say, you got to hear this, because I've already tried that, and I kind of know that when I like something, the people in the record industry are going to get really scared and going to think, oh no, this is just so wacky and offbeat, I can't listen to it. But this one, I thought, this is a no-brainer. Someone's got to grab onto this and make it huge. And I really still hope that's going to happen, because I think this music's awesome by the Plastics. We made a record, funnily enough, called Shark.
That's what it's called?
That's really what it's called. We had a big plastic inflatable shark in the studio.
Who came up with the name? Did they come up with the name?
They came up with the name, yeah.
Do you think they came up with the name Shark just because they live down there and sharks are very prevalent?
Yeah. I mean, they did come up with the name before that person got, shall we say, consumed. But it is a topic on people's mind.
So when is the album supposed to drop, as they say?
As soon as I find a good home for it,
And what do you mean by that?
I know it's South by Southwest time, so all the people I contacted to say, listen to this great production, they're in Texas having barbecues and drinking and socializing.
You mean like record label people?
Record label people and people who just are in the industry. So I'm waiting for them to all get back and get comfortable in their offices, and then I've already sent little emails to them saying, look at this we made a little mock website for people to go to just to hear it in the industry, see if they want it. And I've got people from Rough Trade interested, and some people in the White Stripes camp, and some interesting people, Network Records in Canada.
Yeah.
So they all say, okay, we're going to listen to it, and now I want to see what they think when they actually hear it.
That's cool. I'm excited. Yeah, because I was looking around and I stumbled upon their website, or their MySpace page.
Right.
And I didn't realize, because the information I got was from Wikipedia, and so it said that you had produced their debut album, but then we were talking earlier, and then the music that's on their MySpace isn't necessarily from what you produced.
I think it's from some previous EPs. They made 2 EPs before I got there.
Okay. So what else? You brought in some music.